Have you been battling with sex addiction for years, perhaps even decades, and you have been searching for strategies to break the cycle of sex addiction out of your life for good, to live a life as a healthy, thriving individual, yet sex addiction continues to show its ugly face in your life time and time again, in spite of all the knowledge you've taken in, all the therapy perhaps, all of the self-help books that you have been reading, and all of the self-promises. And yet, once again, you're trapped in the cycle of sex addiction that is just tearing your life apart, at least tearing your insides apart. Well, today I'm going to give you 4 strategies that's going to help you break the cycle of sex addiction out of your life for good. I'm a survivor of sex addiction. I know what it's like to be in a hopeless state of mind and body, to be completely emotionally bankrupt, hopeless to the fact that, well, sex addiction's with me forever. It'll always be the way it always has been. I have tried over and over again to no avail. Well, the time is now for you to break free from sex addiction and for it to loosen its grip on your life for good. Now, there's many, many strategies that you need to take on and adopt, and techniques that will help you to break the pattern of a life of sex addiction. However, these 4 strategies are going to help you to begin breaking that grip out of your life. So the 4 strategies are these. Number 1, wave your white flag of surrender. Strategy number 2, find a mentor. Number 3, get out of yourself. And number 4, zero in on your strengths. These 4 strategies are really going to help you begin to break the cycle of sex addiction out of your life. One of the tendencies for most people with any addiction, alcohol, drugs, sex, gambling, overeating, whatever it may be, we have a tendency to want to do it our way. Most people want to do it their way. Have you been wanting to do this your way, figuring it out on your own, how you're going to break the cycle of sex addiction? You know, Einstein had said that the same mind that caused the problem is not the same mind that can fix it. In better words, the same mindset that caused the problem is not the same mindset that can fix it. So ultimately, if you want to fix the dilemma of sex addiction out of your life, you must change your mindset. Because the same mindset that got you here where you are today, it's not the same way of thinking that's going to get you out of it. So you have to change your entire way of thinking. And that's one of the things we do in strategy number 1. Wave your white flag of surrender. What you have probably come to learn is you can no longer fight sex addiction. You won't win. You'll always lose. It is a battle that will continue for the rest of your life unless you fully surrender to the fact that sex addiction is more powerful than your will to stop. It is more determined than you're determined to stop. Sex addiction is very, very powerful. And you need to understand what sex addiction is here as you wave your white flag of surrender. What are you surrendering to? If you understand sex addiction for you and what it's really doing to you, you'll understand the immense power it has. So number 1, be very clear that you're not a sex addict. You are simply addicted to certain behaviors. And what's very important for you to do when you want to wave that white flag of surrender, you need to understand what behaviors you're addicted to. So you take a pen and piece of paper and you write down what actual addictions you're addicted to. Sex is a healthy part of life. You could be in a relationship and not be addicted to having sex with your partner. However, you are addicted to pornography, cruising, excessive masturbation, sex shops, sex clubs, things like that. So what are you addicted to? And that's what you need to understand. You're not addicted to sex. You're addicted to sexual behaviors. That's number 1. Number 2, you also have to understand that even if you're not taking drugs, you're not taking substances to supplement your sex addiction, your brain is actually releasing dopamine and other chemicals that you're getting addicted to when you do these sexual behaviors. So in essence, your brain has become a drug manufacturing machine. So on some level, when you're addicted to sexual behaviors, you're addicted to drugs. Your brain and your body is releasing drugs when you participate in those activities. So when you stop your sexual behaviors that you're addicted to, you're also stopping the release of those drugs that your brain's releasing. So you're going to experience withdrawal. And withdrawal can last anywhere from days to weeks to perhaps even months. It depends how deeply ingrained your sex addiction is and how long you've been doing the activities that have been getting you high. And those withdrawal symptoms could simply be depression, can be anger, mood swings, insomnia, and of course, cravings and urges to continue those behaviors. That's part of that withdrawal because you're going to want that fix once again. So when you fully surrender, what that means is there is no negotiating with sex addiction. You are done negotiating because it doesn't work. I'll only go to the sex club on Saturdays. I'll only use Grindr on Sundays. I'll only watch porn for 10 minutes. None of that works. So you must let go of all negotiations when it comes to what behaviors you're addicted to. And number two, no reservations. Reservations must let them go out the window. A reservation would be, well, I'm going to stop these behaviors for 6 months and see how I feel, and then I'll go back to the sex club at that point. See, that's a reservation. So we need to let negotiations and reservations go. That is a no-win when it comes to your sex addiction, and that is what waving your white flag of surrender means. I am no longer negotiating. I am no longer holding on to reservations to return to those behaviors, because when I get involved in those behaviors, I'm off to the races. One is too many, and 1,000 is not enough. So therefore, I won't even participate in one of them. So that's waving a white flag of surrender. The other strategy is extremely important. Find a mentor. It is very important for you to find a mentor. Now, what kind of mentor? Well, if you're going to build a car, you want to find someone who's already done it, and then he's going to teach you how to do it. You'll do what he did to build the car, and you'll have a car. Well, you don't need someone that built the car. You need someone who was where you're at, who has what you want, so you do what they do and you get what they have. That's the mentor you want. You want someone who has what you want, who's been where you are, you do what they do and you'll get what they have. That's the mentor you find. That's what I did. I needed someone who was where I was at. I did what he did and I got what he had. I had a spiritual advisor who guided me in a whole new, entirely new design of living, a new design of thinking, because I had to change my mindset. Once my mindset changed, everything changed. Once my thinking changed, everything changed. And I have come to understand that my thinking is the problem. How do you like that? Sex itself is not the problem. Those sexual behaviors, yes, I'm addicted to those, and I get drug addicted by the chemicals being released in my brain, but my thinking is the ultimate problem. And a mentor will teach you how to think differently, because your thinking that got you here is not the same thinking that's going to help you change. So I needed to adopt a new way of thinking. And once my thinking changed, everything changed. I have learned I'm not responsible for my first thought, but I am responsible what I do with that thought. And I want you to adopt that. You are not responsible for your first thought, but you are responsible with what you do with that thought. Strategy number 3, get out of yourself. We as addicts tend to get so self-engrossed and so self-centered and so wrapped into our own way of thinking and living and doing and behaving and immediate gratification. I want it now, so I'm going to go do it now. Well, what we have to do is get out of ourselves. Get out of the isolation that you've been living in. Reconnect with friends, reconnect with family, reconnect with nature, reconnect with those things that make you feel loved and nurtured and wanted. Find a circle of friends who love you, who look up to you, who will do anything for you, who unconditionally are there for you in your life. Be careful of who you're hanging out with. Bad associations can spoil useful habits. So you want to hang out with people that are better than you. You want to hang out with people who are doing the things you want to do to make you a better version of you. Hang out with people who are smarter than you. I have learned that if If I'm hanging out with a group of friends where I'm the smartest person in that group, I need a new group of friends. So you might need a new group of friends. But what I want you to do is get out of yourself. Attach yourself to things outside. Nature is wonderful. Go to the beach and connect to a higher power of sorts, whether it be God or nature or the universe or the water. Meditate and listen to the waves. Connect to something outside of you, because you have become so isolated and so detached that now you need to attach to something outside of you, something that'll make you feel peaceful and serene, and you're responsible for that. You have to get up and you have to get going and attach yourself to the things that will make you feel better. And I've learned this: your brain is going to talk you out of doing the things that are good for you. Did you hear that? So I want you to stand up to yourself within yourself and tell yourself to shut up, because your brain is going to talk you out of doing the very thing you need to do. So here's what you do. You take the body and the mind will eventually follow. Go to the beach and listen to the waves and walk in the water. Go out to nature. Go hiking. Go walk a mountain. Go sit at a park. Take the body, the mind will follow. Remember that. It just takes time. And strategy number 4, this is also very important. Zero in on your strengths. See, what happens is, as the sex addict, we talk down to ourselves so horrifically. I'm unworthy. I'm unlovable. I'm not wanted. If anyone knew the real me, they wouldn't want to associate with me. Can you relate to that? Have you ever said those things to yourself? Sometimes what happens is you become your worst enemy. You become the greatest prosecutor against your own success in life. And it is time to interrupt that story and change that story. And how do you do that? Well, one of the things you do is you zero in on your strengths. Take a look at your life when you succeeded at that job, or you got that award or that promotion. You got the boyfriend you wanted. You got the apartment you wanted. You got the car you wanted. You got the education you wanted. You worked hard and you were diligent to get those things. What was your life like when you achieved those successes? Now, your addict self wants to take a look at all the failures and what you lost and all the lack in your life, but it's up to you to change what you're looking at. If you change what you're looking at, the thing you're looking at will change. And I want you to start changing the way you're looking at yourself, because the you you're looking at will change. Start taking a look at the strengths in your life, because you have them. Everybody has assets and liabilities. Sex addiction and those behaviors and all the things around that are all liabilities, but you have assets. And I want you to focus on your assets. Focus on the things in your life where you were so successful and so powerful and so strong and so willing and so determined, because you have those qualities in you. And then what happens is you re-nurture those qualities. You focus on those qualities, and then you adapt new qualities and new strategies and new techniques and new skills to even skyrocket further away from sex addiction and that misery that comes with it, and rise to the best version of you that is possible. Because it is possible. It is possible for you to break free and free yourself of sex addiction. It is possible for you to skyrocket your life to be the best you that is possible. And you can do it. And I believe in you. If any of this here sat well with you, you're related to this, or these tips really strung a chord that's going to motivate you and encourage you and inspire you to move forward, to break that sex addiction out of your life, please send me a comment below. Hit me a thumbs up as well if you like this video. And also subscribe. Every week I have a new video here that's going to help you break free from sex addiction. And that's my mission, to help you and others who are suffering with sex addiction to eradicate it out of their life. And I need your help. If you give thumbs up and you subscribe and you throw a comment below, which I'd love to hear comments, and I will reply with you, it helps the algorithm in YouTube to make these videos a little bit more up in front. So my mission to help you can also help so many other people who are searching as well. So I'll be seeing you again in my next video. I hope you have a great day, and meditate on these things and start practicing a new way. You can do it. I believe in you. I did it. You can do it. Have a good day. God bless.